Now, I believe we have Jacqui Heinrich live from the White House. Jacqui, what can you tell us?
Well, Larry, a lot of concern here, obviously. You had Charlie Kirk, who is beloved by so many people here. Really, they're just waiting for updates on his condition. I'm told that the Situation Room and the National Security Advisor, Marco Rubio, who's also the Secretary of State, are actively engaged in this. They're speaking with state officials, awaiting updates on both his condition and also any information on who did this. We know that the school said that they have somebody in custody, but it's unclear if that person is the shooter or if there was more than one shooter. But this has really roiled people here. A lot of young people work in this White House and obviously are conservative. And Charlie Kirk was somebody who really activated young voters, young conservative voters, in a way that we hadn't yet seen, especially in the last election. Historically, that is a less than reliable voting bloc. But the way that Charlie Kirk engaged with people and animated the vote was important to President Trump, who put out, as you read, a statement of well wishes. And we've heard similar expressions of, calls for prayer coming from many top cabinet officials. I'll say that we have not seen any change in posture here yet with security, but that's certainly a question that we are asking, whether any of the posture of Secret Service is being changed at all, given this apparent act of political violence, Larry.
Jacqui, anything from the FBI? Kash Patel said they're monitoring reports of the tragic shooting, et cetera, et cetera. He mentioned that the ATF, alcohol, tobacco, and firearms, looking at this. The FBI is looking at this. I know the Justice Department, Pam Bondi's issued a statement. They are looking at this. Anything on that?
Well, you always have federal law enforcement officials that are positioned in the states who will immediately respond. But if there is some sort of a federal nexus to this, for instance, if the shooter traveled across state lines, we could see, I'm sure, charges being brought to the fullest extent of the law. That was sort of the message from Pam Bondi. But right now, everyone's top concern that I've spoken to is just praying for Charlie. And no one here knows exactly how he's doing. If they do, they haven't shared it with us yet. And when I went up there last, there were a lot of closed doors in the press area. I was told that they were in the Oval Office earlier. That was just before we saw the message come out from the president. So this is developing still, but the primary concern is prayer for Charlie and what his condition is.
Jacqui, just one more. You mentioned the shooter has been captured. The shooter has been captured.
The school gave an announcement that there was somebody in custody. We don't know if that is, in fact, the shooter. We don't know if there are multiple shooters. That didn't come from law enforcement. It came from the school. So I would look at that as sort of preliminary information, all that we have right now, but expect that to develop in the coming minutes and hours.
All right,
Larry.
Jacqui Heinrich, I know you're on the beat. Thank you very much for us. We appreciate it.